What's going on, people? It's the Bear here once again. So it's 5 in the morning. I was watching CNN, and they came across a story about R. Kelly being arrested in New York by the NYPD and Homeland Security. If you get arrested by Homeland Security, that's serious. Like I said, I'm gonna make some people mad. I'm gonna make some R. Kelly fans really upset right now. Okay, so I mean, if you're not trying to hear what I have to say, you don't have to watch the rest of this video. But let me say this right now. R. Kelly should have been arrested. I watched that video of him peeing on that young girl. Okay. You can't say that was a body double or stunt, whatever, stunt double, something like that. Somebody that takes the place of, another person. This was him. Okay? That was a long time ago. That was like a 20-year-old video, I think. Yeah, that was him back then. He should have been arrested. He got arrested in February, and he was let go on bail. But I don't think this one he's going to get out of. So let's read a little bit. R. Kelly arrested on federal sex crime charges. Singer R. Kelly was arrested on federal sex charges in Chicago Thursday night. He's expected to appear in court Friday before being transported to New York to answer for charges in Brooklyn. What to know? Let's see. Singer R. Kelly has been arrested in Chicago on federal sex crime charges. That was the video when he was in Chicago. Yeah, that was the video when he was in Chicago. The 52-year-old was arrested by NYPD detectives and Homeland Security investigation agents on sex crime charges, officials tell News 4. The R&B singer has been the subject of different sexual abuse allegations for nearly 2 decades, with some alleged acts dating back to 1998. Okay, so here we go. We're going to read a little bit more here. Singer R. Kelly was arrested on federal sex charges in Chicago Thursday night, nearly 5 months after he was released on bail for additional sexual abuse charges brought by Illinois prosecutors. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office said the 52-year-old was arrested while walking his dog by Homeland Security investigation agents and NYPD Public Safety Task Force officials told News 4, and it is expected he will be brought to New York. A 13-count indictment was handed down early Thursday in federal court for the Northern District of Illinois and includes charges of child pornography, enticement of a minor, and obstruction of justice. U.S. Attorney spokesman Joseph Fitzpatrick told the Associated Press there are separate federal indictments filed in both Chicago and Brooklyn, according to a senior law enforcement official, and a court appearance in Chicago could come later Friday. Further details in the case are expected to be announced Friday in federal court for the Eastern District of New York. Okay, you can read the rest for this for yourself. It's pretty lengthy, but it stops right there. I'm not going to read all of this. You know what I'm saying? But it's let me say this here, man. Let me say this here. He done lost a lot of money for the tour that he was going to go on. He done already lost crazy amounts, millions of dollars of that. With this thing on the back of your head, or this thing that's still going on, okay? This thing is not going to stop. I don't understand what R. Kelly was thinking. This is not going to stop. Somebody wants you in jail really, really, really bad. And they say karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. Because I guarantee there's been women out here and young girls that is praying for your downfall because of what you did to them. not because of what, not because of what they're hearing about you, but be the victims of what you did to them. They are praying for your downfall. And it's all coming back now. It's all coming back. I think this time he is going to do some serious time. You got arrested by Homeland Security. You know what I'm saying? And, that's pretty big right there. I don't understand. I think R. Kelly thought that this was just going to just blow over, because he been in court so many times, he beaten so many cases that he just think that he's invincible. This is the thing about rich billionaires. Billionaires always think that because they got the money, because they can buy the victim's silence, that the victims will not go forth and say what happened to them, even if it was a decade or so later. You know what I'm saying? Billionaires doing that. What was that other billionaire that got arrested? Same similar kind of thing with this. I'm pretty sure it was some sex offender or something like that. But this is what's happening around this country. A lot of the billionaires, they have their own little rooms with their computers, and they have all kind of child pornography pictures and videos and whatnot, and they think that no one's going to touch them. They got the money. They got enough money to pay these top lawyers that there's nobody's going to do anything to them, and they're just going to get away with whatever they want. And R. Kelly thought that too, just like Bill Cosby back in the day. He was America's dad. This man had crazy amounts of money. But there's people that's living double lives. You may see one side of them, but you don't know about the others until it comes forth. We didn't know about Bill Cosby. We didn't know that this man was doing all these quaaludes and drugging all these women and stuff and having sex with them. We didn't know about this. All we knew about was the Cosby Show. But anyway, that's on a different subject. I'll tell you about R. Kelly, when I heard about this the first time around, I ain't going to say the first time around, when I heard about this in February, I thought to myself that he was really going to do some time. Then he got released on bail, okay? Now, when you get released on bail, it doesn't really mean that you're totally free because, there's still an ongoing investigation even though you're out on bail. You just pay money to get out. But that doesn't mean your charges are absconded. You know what I'm saying? You are still under investigation. That's why a lot of people, when they are released on bail, they have their passports taken away just in case they try to think about leaving the country. It was something like what Soulja Boy did with the whole thing about the fake Chinese consoles that he was selling. He thought, you can leave the country. And then he came back and he got arrested. He got in some trouble with Nintendo. But that's another story. I gotta stop going off the subject. I'm gonna tell you something. Excuse me for all the coughing. I'm gonna tell you something. R. Kelly was sitting up there. He made a video with Gayle King, okay, and he was really trying to prove a point. He was really trying to prove a point to Gayle King that this was ruining his life and ruining his kid's life. Matter of fact, they just showed that here on the interview with Gayle King. This here. Yeah, I know y'all probably seen this on CBS this morning. Excuse me, I got a little cold, y'all. You see how R. Kelly, you see how he's up and he's raising his voice and he's doing all these hand stuffing. And look at Gayle King, sitting up there, professional. She's not being bothered at this at all. You know why? Because she's like, I'm going to make him sit there and look stupid in front of the entire, in front of the country or possibly the world. And I'm just going to sit there and be cool, calm, and collected while he's waving his hands and doing all this. You're making yourself look guilty when you're doing all this hand stuff and raising your voice and all that, especially in front of a woman. Okay? You just look guilty. And He was just basically just trying to tell people, I ain't do this, I ain't do this. We know that, like O.J. Simpson, we know you was a murderer. It took us a while to figure it out, but we know you was a murderer. O.J. is a murderer, for real, you know? It took us years to really figure that out. They even had a documentary on Netflix about Rob Kardashian and, you know. Anyway, I'm off the subject again, you know, but it's you know, it's something. It's amazing how so many people nowadays, the top 1%ers of the world, and there are a lot of those top 1%ers, these billionaires, these super rich people that has these private little offices, these private little rooms, and then on their computers have a bunch of child pornography stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure R. Kelly did too at his home. I'm pretty sure of it too. I don't know what it is about these billionaires and child pornography and stuff like that. I mean, I don't get it, you know? These super rich people that does things to kids. I don't know. You know, it's crazy to me how a lot of these people just really think that they can get away with it, like they're above the law. No one is above the law. Anybody who's anybody can be arrested. I don't care if you're a Supreme Court judge. You can get arrested. No one is above the law. You know? So I'm glad R. Kelly is arrested, and I think this time he's not going to be placed on bail. He's going to be a flight risk, and he's going to do some serious time in prison because we don't want to see him. A lot of people do, like, you know, they want to see him free and stuff like that, but after seeing the surviving R. Kelly, there's not all of these women. I believe a lot of their stories is exaggerated, but when you tell similar stories and y'all don't even know each other, you got to think there got to be some truth in that. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of truth in what those women were saying that surviving R. Kelly. You know, I mean, only a super fan would say, no, you know, these women are lying and stuff. Like I said, it's exaggerated a little, but there's more truth than that than there are the exaggerations. You know, I mean, you gotta use common sense here. These women, like I said, they don't know each other, but they tell similar stories. You know what I'm saying? That is called collaborating, something like that, evidence. You know, if you get a lot of people to tell the same story that don't know each other, you know, that's collaborating evidence. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, R. Kelly, I hope you do some serious time for this one because, first of all, it's been a long time coming. You've been getting away with this for decades. This should have been happened a long time ago. But now that they got enough proof on you. They got enough. I think they got just as much as they need to put you away for a long, serious, long time. And I hope it happens. You know, because the victims, they want justice. They need justice. You did wrong. I don't care if you're a fan of R. Kelly. I don't care if you have all of his CDs and all that. You know, you can't be biased when you see things like surviving R. Kelly. When you see all the evidence that's stacked against him, you can't be just biased and only thinking, you know, one-dimensional. Well, I see this man of him being a black man and him being a singer. I don't see all. You cannot deny the things that R. Kelly has done, especially if you're one that's seen the video. So, this might be it for R. Kelly. All right, y'all. This is the Bear, and I'm out. Peace.